Okay, let's just jump right in. I want you to imagine something. Picture holding a piece of metal, bending it completely out of shape, and then, with just a little bit of heat, you watch it magically spring right back to its original form. I know, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? But we're talking about a very real class of materials with an almost unbelievable property. They have a memory.
And here's the proof. Just look at this. On the left, you see a metal wire that's been all bent and twisted up. But on the right, after it's been heated, it's perfectly straight again. Now, nobody rebent it or fixed it. It remembered its original shape and returned to it all on its own. So the big question is, how in the world is that even possible? Well, the answer is right here in this definition. What we're looking at is something called a shape memory alloy, or SMA for short. And this isn't just any old metal, it's what we call a smart material, specifically designed to pull off this amazing feat of memory. The key trigger, as we just saw, is a simple change in temperature. So it's not magic, it's all about physics.
Now, this idea has been around for a while. The effect was first noticed way back in the 30s, but the story really kicks into high gear in 1962. A researcher named William J. Buehler, who was working at the U.S. Naval Ordnance Laboratory, kind of stumbles upon this incredible property in an alloy made of nickel and titanium. And he gives it this really clever name, Nitinol. Get it? Nickel, titanium, Naval Ordnance Laboratory? And ever since then, Nitinol has been the absolute superstar of shape memory alloys.
So, that brings us to the core question. How does this metal memory actually work? What's going on deep inside at a microscopic level that lets a solid piece of metal have a factory setting it can always get back to? Well, the secret is that it can exist in two completely different solid forms. And this slide breaks it down perfectly. Think of it like this. On the left, you have the austenite phase. This is the alloy's parent form. It's what you get at high temperatures. It's strong, it's stable, and it has this really neat, organized cubic crystal structure. This is the shape it always remembers, its home base. But then, when you cool it down, as you see on the right, it transforms into the Martensite phase. And notice the structure is different now. It's become soft, flexible, and super easy to bend. The entire memory trick is just the alloys switching back and forth between these two states.
And this chart shows that whole cycle in action. Let's follow it. Up at the top, that's our strong, high-temp austenite phase. Now follow the arrow. As it cools, the crystal structure changes into something called twinned martensite. Just think of twinned as being made of neat, orderly layers. The alloy is still in its original shape, but now it's soft. Okay, next step. You apply force, you bend it, and those layers shift into what's called detwinned martensite. That's your new temporary shape. And here's where the magic happens. You apply heat, and whoosh! The arrow shoots right back up, the alloy transforms back into austenite, and it powerfully snaps back to its original remembered form.
So, we can boil this all down to a simple four-step process. Step 1, you cool the material, which shifts it into that soft martensite phase. Step 2, you deform it, bending it into whatever new shape you want. Step 3, you apply the trigger, you heat it up. And step 4, the material recovers, snapping right back to that original austenite shape it was set in. Cool, deform, heat, recover. It's a simple recipe for an incredibly powerful process.
Now, this is all fascinating science, for sure. But so what? Why does having a metal with a memory even matter? Well, this property has gone way beyond the lab, and it's being used to solve some incredible real-world problems, from saving lives to exploring the depths of space.
And this right here is one of the most powerful applications you'll see. What you're looking at is a cardiovascular stent made of nitinol, designed to open a blocked artery. You see, surgeons can cool it down and compress it into that tiny thin shape in part A. This lets them guide it through the body and into the artery with a minimally invasive procedure. And then, and this is the amazing part, once it's in place, the patient's own body heat is enough to trigger the change. The stent warms up, remembers its open shape, and expands, pushing the plaque aside and restoring critical blood flow. It's literally a life-saving use of a metal's memory.
And believe me, it doesn't stop with stents. The applications are all over the place. In medicine, you'll find them in orthodontic braces, using that slow, gentle recovery force to straighten teeth. In aerospace, engineers are testing them for morphing aircraft wings that could change shape in the middle of a flight. And you've probably even seen them yourself in those super flexible eyeglass frames that you can bend all out of shape and they just pop right back.
But as amazing as this all is, these materials aren't a magic bullet for every single engineering problem out there.
We really have to balance their incredible potential with some very real, very practical challenges that scientists are still working to solve.
Yeah, this table lays out those trade-offs really well. In the pros column, you see awesome things like biocompatibility and corrosion resistance. That's why they're so great for medical implants. But then you look at the cons. For one, they're expensive and really tricky to manufacture. They can also suffer from fatigue, which means that after thousands and thousands of cycles, their memory can actually start to fade a bit. And they only work within a very specific temperature range, which can definitely be a limitation.
Which kind of leaves us with this one fascinating thought. We've just explored a metal that can literally remember its shape. It's a material that blurs the line between a simple alloy and a complex machine. So as we keep pushing the boundaries of science, it really makes you wonder, if this is what's possible today, what other unbelievable smart materials are just waiting over the horizon to completely reshape our world?